Well, Black and White Network, let's talk about JD Vance and Tim Walz because there's definitely a battle, guys, between these two right now. Now, both actually serve in the military. JD Vance was in the Marines. Tim Walz was actually in the National Guard. But news is coming down, guys, that Tim Walz had some stolen valor. This man actually had on his website that he actually retired as an E9. Now, for the people that don't know military ranks or anything like that, E9 is the highest enlisted rank within the military. Now, I was in the Navy. That's the equivalent of Master Chief, but there's different levels to E9s. But in the case of Tim Walz, man, this man did not retire as an E9. I believe he was actually up for it, but apparently he actually decided to retire and abandon his squad right before deployment, and he actually retired as an E8. Yes. His squadron apparently very, very furious with him for basically ditching them. And then he ran for Congress. Folks, we must talk about this clip from CNN. Jim Acosta, man. Jim Acosta is no friend of the Republican Party. Remember, Jim Acosta actually had a bunch of beef with President Trump. President Trump actually kicked him out of the White House press corps, but then he actually came back. But Jim Acosta had a guest on CNN, and he actually had to check her because she didn't come prepared, guys. She did not come prepared. They were talking about JD Vance and Tim Walz, and this woman actually had the audacity to say that JD Vance didn't serve in the military. Now, if she actually did her homework, she would actually know that JD Vance actually wrote a book. And it's well documented that he was actually in the Marine Corps. Yeah, this clip right here, man, she got checked. And I'm glad that Jim Acosta didn't actually let her get away with that. Let's get into this, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button to get access to the same thing. And you guys can also support us by becoming a member on blackandwhitenetwork.com or supporting us on Locals, both for just $5 per month. Check the links in the description box. So here we go. Jim Acosta corrects Dem senator. Okay, so this is a Democrat senator, guys. After she says she's not aware of any military service Marine vet JD Vance served. Wow. She did not come prepared, guys. Yeah. Now, to me, man, me being in the military, it definitely seems like, and this is my opinion here, that Tim Walz engaged in stolen valor. You did not retire as an E9. You were up for it, guys. He was up for it. Now, in the Navy, once you actually reach E7, that is Chief Petty Officer. Just because you get selected for that, you have to go through a process before you actually get your khaki uniform. But now I believe everybody has khaki uniforms. Back when I was in, khakis were for officers and senior enlisted. E7 is a different ball game. Okay, they go through an initiation process. You have chief, senior chief, then master chief, and then when you get to master chief, there's different master chiefs. Okay, but in the case of Tim Walz, he was actually saying that he actually retired as a equivalent of a master chief. When he didn't, he was actually the Navy equivalent of a senior chief, and there's a bit difference, guys. There is. But anyway, right here, it says in a recent interview with CNN, Senator Tina Scott, Democrat of Minnesota. Oh boy, she's from Tim Walz State. Okay. Claimed that while Kamala Harris's recently announced running mate Tim Walz has served in the Army National Guard, she was not aware of any military service that Donald Trump's running mate JD Vance served. Yeah. Now, like I said, man, there's a bunch of controversy with Tim Walz because apparently I believe he was actually saying that like he saw action in Iraq. He didn't. He was actually, I believe, in Italy, if I'm not mistaken. Now, guys, when I was in the military, okay, I was actually deployed to the Middle East in the Gulf. I didn't see action, but my battle group that I was with, now this is back in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. I woke up and I found out that we actually put some bombs on Iraq. Okay, but I would never say I actually saw combat. I wasn't involved in that. That was actually from the aircraft carrier, by the way, that actually did that. I wouldn't do that. Now, I was actually involved in I actually served in the war on terror, but I wasn't involved in any actual conflict. Okay. Now, actually, my ship, to tell you the guys this story, I was actually supposed to go to back to the Persian Gulf again, but my ship was pretty old, and we had come out to shipyards, and it was broken down. It was an old ship, and they didn't send us overseas. They sent the rest of the battle group over there. We actually went to South America and did drug ops. Now, when I was in South America, yeah, we actually did have a bus, and we did have an encounter that looked like a scene out of Miami Vice. Go Fast boat was dumping millions of dollars in cocaine over the side. I mean, Hilo was actually following them. They were shooting at the Hilo. That's the closest to actual battle I got. Okay, that's the closest. Not the same as Iraq. Okay, but anyway, let's go ahead and play this clip here of Tina Scott and Jim Acosta chats her here. Let's roll it.
Well, here is Tim Walz, who enlisted when he was 17 years old. He served in the National Guard for 24 years. And I'm not aware of any military service that JD Vance has ever served. So let's just make the comparison there. And what happened in the tragedy of the killing of George Marines, Floyd and then the unrest. Yeah, okay. Pardon me for that.
Yeah. She didn't come prepared, guys. She did not do her homework. Okay? Says here, Vance enlisted in the Marines after graduating high school in 2003 and served 4 years as a combat correspondent. During his time in the Marines, he spent 6 months deployed in Iraq in late 2005, according to Stars and Stripes. So I don't know where he was actually stationed at, but I was in the Navy at the same time. And as you guys may not know or probably do know, the Navy and Marines are really the same branch, really. So maybe it was possible, you know, that me and JD Vance actually walked past each other back then. I don't know. 2004, there's Dam Neck Navy base. There's actually Marines on there. I went to A school there. So it's possible me and him could have actually walked past each other. I don't know. Walz's time in the National Guard has come under fire after reports that he retired from his position as his battalion was preparing for deployment to Iraq. He got out of there, guys. Yeah. I don't have a lot of respect for a person that embellishes their military record, man. You know, especially when you actually putting yourself at a higher rank than what you were. When I got out the Navy in 2004, guys, I was an E5. I would never go out there and say, hey, I actually was an E6. I was a petty officer first class. It's not the case. I was a petty officer second class. That is a difference because as an E5 guys, petty officer second class, I can't be a leading petty officer. Those are normally going to be E6s. Okay? And definitely if an E6 said, hey, I actually retired as a chief petty officer. No, you didn't. That's a massive difference right there in the enlisted ranks. But there you have it, guys. This senator got checked by CNN. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, Let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.